lock in 40 pips at 802. So I know you guys aren't around, so I try to document, everything that I do in the trade. And as you can see, it hit our 60 pip target. So we started out with a 10 pip stop. We picked our profit target from the 1 hour chart, and we went down and did a 1 minute sniper on a trend line break, if you remember. And everything that I taught you, I didn't change anything. I didn't add anything. No bells and whistles, nothing up my sleeve. I also heard that there were a couple of people talking about these methods in one of the chat rooms. I didn't get a chance to chase it, but I'm very happy about that. So I just want you to see that this does work. All right, so we've had well, this is in dollars, not necessarily pips, but we had we split some off of the trade here yesterday, if you remember, when it was up 15, 20 pips. I don't remember the exact number, but I like to split the trade and let the runner go, and that's exactly what we did here. Had I left the runner in or not split the trade, we'd be up about $1,000 over the last 8 days. Okay. So I just want you to see, that it works. I also want to point out, if you see the number of candles that went up to create the start of this move, and we had talked about this yesterday. How do we get into this trade if we've missed this breakout here on this flag? And I don't know if I believe it was Sharon mentioned on the pullback, and this is what we did. We went down to a 1 minute chart and entered on a cross of the pullback. And remember, price goes up, pulls back, goes up, pulls back, goes up, pulls back, and we took advantage of that natural, repeatable habit in the market. And as I said, I monitored the trade last night because I like to slide my stops up. Now, the nice thing about this, had this come all the way back and hit my stop, okay, I would have been paid 40 pips, which is a far different cry than having your stop hit and you're out 40 pips. All right. So that's why I like to move my stops up in a certain progression, and we'll get to that when we get into trade management. All right. So does everyone, see how we did this? I'm going to step away for a minute, and because I have to take care of something here, but I just want you to see how this all worked out. So let me just add the 60, 15, 10. And we had a 48. So I'm just doing a little math. So again, on all of these trades, none of our stops was larger than 20 pips. The largest stop we had on these trades, and there's one trade that's missing in this bunch, which was actually done on a different platform, but that was with a 10 pip stop and a 75 pip take profit, which was like last Thursday, I think it was. So that one is not in this trade log, you see. All right. So, we've accumulated 310 pips, and we haven't even used 50 pips worth of stop loss yet. And I'm adding all the stop losses added up on all four pairs only comes out to 48 pips. All right. And again, the other thing I do want to point out is, it took, let me see just roughly how many candles. Took 10 candles to get here, all right? But it took 69 15-minute candles to get to our take profit 68. All right, so it's something that if you're going to be looking at longer term, if you're going to look at longer term trades, it's something you'll have to take into account. That some of these trades will take a while to unfold. All right, but they do unfold if you're just patient and you monitor them. Now, I have to step away for like 3 minutes, but I'll be right back. Telling me I should scroll up for a question. Let me just see. Okay, well, there's a, let me see. Is that Tony? Okay. On the first flag entry, there looks like there might have been an entry halfway through the flag, but it might have stopped out. Could you have a look at that and see whether you would have taken it? On the first flag entry, let's just figure out where you're talking about. Are you speaking in here? Is this the general area? I have to scroll down again now. Okay, so let's put our flag up here the right way. This would be here. And this would be here. And on the first flag entry would be in this general area, depending on how aggressive you are. Yesterday I mentioned I use a term called the native chart. And by native chart, I mean if you're going to do the entire trade on the chart you're looking at, you can do that. Now, Tony is saying, would not there have been an earlier what, Tony? Tony's asking me about this trade. I'm just trying to understand what this is. Now, this is the flag you're speaking about, Tony, yes? After the two black candles, then the white candle. Okay, I see that. Okay, you're saying that we would have taken a sniper trade on this, Tony? Okay, well, we don't have a full flag here yet, though, when this white candle shows up. Unless you're talking about taking it in this fashion. Whoops. Taking it like that as a pullback. Because when you're talking about a flag, remember, do you remember? Yeah, Tony, use your mic. I don't have anything here to turn your mic off or whatever. There's someone there, CCC, keeps asking for control of the screen. And we've tried that a couple of times, and it ended up kicking everybody off. So I'm not going to get into that until we can figure out what the bug is in there. Okay, now Tony's saying he can't hear me either. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to assume that Tony was saying that we would have taken a flag trade here, and that price came back and it was stopped out. Okay, that is a possibility on a pullback trade. Okay, but we don't have a flag here just yet. Okay, and I'll explain why. If you remember when we talked about channels, sideways consolidations are made up of triangular moves. You guys remember that? Sideways consolidations, whether they're on an angle or horizontal, are made up of triangular moves. So in order for this to be a full channel, we need to have that triangle. I want you to see that. All right. So now what Tony is talking about was a trend line break. but not a break of the channel. For a triangle, I mean, for a channel, we have to have those triangular moves. And okay, Sniper Tony. Uh, on a channel, ideally you'd like to have two. All right, but one is good enough. Okay, I prefer to see two. All right, so you need to see two triangular moves in order for a channel to be valid. And let me just go back and just look for a generic channel so I can just touch on that again. And this might not be the best time frame. Let's go out to a 1 hour. Because I want you guys to understand that. So, okay, so here's a channel here. And I'll copy this down here. And if, oh, didn't copy. Okay, you see that? How we're bouncing from the top to the bottom, to the top, to the bottom. So in here, you have these triangular moves. And this looks like the same type of thing that you have with the flag formation. But I want you to see that all channels consist of triangular moves. All right? So remember, when we're talking about a bear flag, the flag itself is a form of a channel. Okay? All channels create horizontal, create, I just want to draw them all out. Does everybody see that when you're in a channel? All right? So that's what we were looking for on that particular trade, Tony. We were looking to trade that channel. And based on what you were speaking of, we did not have a channel at that point. All right. Now, had we traded this as strictly a pullback trade, yes, that trade may have been stopped out had we done it as a pullback trade. All right. But keep in mind, with the pullback trade, your stop is going to be so tiny that you can take another shot at it and still make very, very good money. You could have taken the second shot at this trade here and still made an enormous profit. I'm just checking the questions. I don't know who CCC is, but he was the one that was trying to get control of the room. Okay, Tony, yes, understood the pullback stop. I just wanted to check whether there was an entry. Okay, Tony, there was not an entry for a flag pattern. There could have been an entry here on the on these pullback candles. You got that? Okay. Yeah, now, and remember, we were only talking about flag patterns yesterday. So keep in mind, a flag is a channel. And when you have a channel, you have those triangular moves through the channel. Okay. John is saying, Lou, there's going to be one common link that will have, yeah, I'm working on that now. I'm going to create one link that has all the recordings in it. I'll be working on that today. Okay. Okay, CCC and Cons are asking a couple of questions that I'll have to back up a bit to go back to answer. But Tony, did I answer your question? Are you comfortable with the answer? Yeah, Brian, I'll run through it again. Brian is asking me to run through the trade quickly again. All right. And okay, Calzone, I'll get to you. Okay. All right. So let's run through this this particular trade again. And these are all the trades we've taken using our methods here for anyone here that's new. All right. When I see a trade that looks like it makes sense based on what we're learning that day, we take a trade on it live so everybody can see it. All right. And some of the people in the room have been making some money with this stuff outside of the room, which is pretty cool. All right. Let me see how much of this stuff I can get rid of on the charts. We don't need any of this. I took pictures of all of these charts anyway. Let's just clean this chart up. All right. Now, Khan and CCC, this was a combination of two different lessons here. We were talking yesterday about how to trade bull flags and bear flags. Are you familiar with what a bull flag or bear flag, what bull flags and bear flags are? And I'm talking to CCC and Kahan, and I hope I'm pronouncing that right. I don't see any response from either one of them. All right, were you here for yesterday's lesson, CCC and Kahan? I don't remember seeing you. And I want to thank everybody for just letting me. Okay, so you weren't here. Okay, CCC, are you familiar with bull flags and bear flags? Do you have any knowledge of them at all? I'm just waiting for his response. Okay, a little bit. All right. Kahan, I don't see you responding. I don't know if you're still in the room. I see you where you posted something. Okay, I'm going to move on. Kahan's not responding. Now, we were talking about bull flags and bear flags yesterday, CC. And I was defining what I consider an ideal bull flag and bear flag. And ideally, I like to see 3 or 4 candles, very strong candles, in one direction. I'd like to see them pretty much uniform in the size. I don't like to see like one huge, humongous candle and then a few short ones, because that's usually a news aberration. Okay? So I like to see these candles relatively the same size, strong move up, and then we get a pullback. And the pullback makes a flag like that. Okay? And in the flag, normally you'll get 5 touches back and forward. So here we have touch number 1 at the top, touch number 2 at the bottom, touch number 3, and this one broke out really on number 4. Usually you'll get 3 to 5 touches back and forward in the channel on the flag. Okay? Now Kahan is saying why flag is breakout. Well, a flag pattern is a pattern that has been tested many, many times by many, many traders. One of the traders that really made a tremendous amount of money with it, her name is Linda Rashi, and you can look her up on the internet. She, for a long time, really I don't want to say specialized, but bull flags and bear flags were her favorite pattern. And she looked at them, she studied them, and developed ways of trading them that worked out well for her. The pattern is nothing new to trading because it goes back. You got the spelling right. And I haven't even been on her site. Wow, in like a couple of years at least. But she really did some excellent work with the flags. Thomas Bukowski also did some excellent work with flag patterns. There are a number of guys. I could go on and on and on. But what I particularly do, Kahan and CCC, is I took the best of different things that I saw that was working, and I put it together in ways that fit me. And I indirectly found that it would work for a great many people also if they were taught how to do it the right way the first time. So that's my approach. All right. Phil 919 response is good also. Okay. So what we were looking at, CC, is the construction of a bull flag. So we have 3 to 5 strong candles, relatively the same size, and then we